Good evening. It's 6 p.m. It's Saturday, the 9th of November, and welcome to White Regis TV News, coming to you from the heart of White Regis. And in the news this week, Weymouth Town Council and Portland Town Council have joined forces to express their concerns regarding the Portland incinerator plans. The joint decision has been made to send a letter to the Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, to express their concerns regarding the recent decision by the government to grant planning permission for the incinerator at Portland Port. In the letter, the authorities have written that says that the councils have objected to the proposal and remain vehemently opposed to any suggestion of the waste incinerator development proceeding. They have asked that the decision to grant planning permission is revisited after the government have determined their national policy position on incinerators. The letter further states that residents have been left reeling by this decision. Many residents feel that this is evidence of the views of locals and the council to represent them being disregarded by central government. This echoes previous occurrences of local people being ignored. For example, during the sighting of the Bibby Stockholm, local people feel that government has not listened to their concerns and are choosing instead to risk the health and well-being of local people. The letter has been signed by the Weymouth Mayor, Councillor John Laurel, and the Chair of Portland Town Council and committee leaders from both organisations. We'll see if that makes any difference. It would be good if it did. Now, residents of Weymouth can now enjoy free health cycle rides led by trained volunteers every fortnight as part of Dorset Council's exciting Get Back in the Saddle initiative. These free, fun hour-long rides take place every other Wednesday from the Palm House Cafe, offering a fantastic opportunity to get active, boost your health and well-being, and connect with others. Whether you're a seasoned cyclist or haven't ridden in years, these gentle entry-level rides are perfect for anyone who can ride a bike. Cycling is an excellent way to improve both physical and mental health, while offering all the benefits of being out in nature. The fortnightly rides are free to join, with no booking required. Simply arrive at the Palm House Cafe, located behind the Melcombe Regis car park, ready for a 10 a.m. start. If you're attending for the first time, you're encouraged to arrive an extra 10 minutes early to complete the new cyclist registration form. Health cycle rides are a wonderful way to establish a regular exercise routine and meet new people. People joining the rides will need to bring a suitable bike in good working order. Now, you can learn more about Dorset Council's health cycle rides, including when and where you can join them, by going to Google and searching for Dorset Council Health Cycle Rides. You can also phone 01425 480 811. That's 01425 480 811. And the council's health and activity teams are always looking for new volunteers to help run these rides. If you're interested in becoming a volunteer ride leader, please drop them an email at healthandactivity@dorsetcouncil.gov.uk. That's healthandactivity@dorsetcouncil.gov.uk. Now, following a robust recruitment process, Andy Cole has been announced as the new Chief Fire Officer for Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue Service. Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue Authority Appointments and Disputes Committee appointed Assistant Chief Officer Cole at their meeting on the 6th of November. Andy started his fire service career at Castle Carey Fire Station, which was Devon and Somerset Fire and Rescue Service at the time, as an on-call firefighter before joining the then Dorset Fire and Rescue Service in 2008. He served as an operational firefighter in the Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole area for a number of years. Following promotion to station manager, Andy has worked in various roles supporting local stations in the Dorset area. Once promoted to group manager, he oversaw all Wiltshire fire stations and supported them in recruitment, development, training and response. In 2019, Andy was appointed as area manager. In early 2021, he was promoted to Assistant Chief Officer and Director of Community Safety. In this role over the last 3.5 years, Andy's led colleagues across Dorset and Wiltshire on operational response, prevention, protection and safeguarding. He is also the chair of the National Fire Chiefs Council On-Call Committee. He received the Queen's Fire Service Medal in 2020 Queen's New Year's Honours List for his outstanding leadership and efforts during the Corona coronavirus pandemic. Andy will take over as Chief Fire Officer on the 1st of January, following the retirement of a current Chief Fire Officer, Ben Ansell, on the 31st of December. So good luck to him in his new role. Dorset Council is inviting residents and businesses to share their thoughts on the proposed new street trading policy. The consultation is open until the 26th of January, and everyone is encouraged to participate. Street trading is the sale or offering for sale of items in a street. This includes any road, footway or other area to which the public have access without payment. It is not only the public highway, it can include publicly accessible areas that are privately owned, such as car parks and open spaces. The new draft policy sets out the rules for street trading, including how traders get permission to operate, what can be sold, and where trading can take place. It also covers exceptions, enforcement, and how to appeal decisions. The policy aims to ensure street trading supports the community and local economy, providing a clear and consistent framework for regulating street trading in the Dorset Council area. You can share your views on this by going to a special survey form, and the best way to find it is to go onto Google and type in consultations at Dorset Council Street Trading. Consultation Dorset Council Street Trading. If you want a paper version, if you'd rather have a paper version, you can telephone and ask for one on 01305 838 028, or you can drop an email to licensing@dorsetcouncil.gov.uk. And Dorset Council say that your feedback is vital in shaping the final policy, which will be reviewed by the Licensing Committee. It will replace any street trading policies from the various boroughs and district councils and Dorset Council itself, and will give a consistent approach over the whole county area. And it will be updated and reviewed every 5 years to keep it relevant and up to date. Now, the Shetland Performance Display Team has made a generous donation of £1,000 to the Dorset County Hospital Special Care Baby Unit. The team raised the money by performing at the Gillingham and Shaftesbury Show and the Dorset County Shows in 2023. The team chose to support Dorset Council Hospital's Special Care Baby Unit this year because sisters Delaney and Munro White from the Portman Hunt Pony Club were both looked after by the unit when they were born, along with their brother Royston. Delaney and Munro now both perform as part of the display team and wanted to do something to say thank you to the hospital for the care they received. The display team is a group of registered Shetland ponies which put on display races, relays and other performances, predominantly around the southwest of England. They are dedicated to promoting and supporting the registered Shetland pony of one of Great Britain's indigenous mountain and moorland breeds as a performance pony. The versatility of the breed means ponies can regularly be seen competing and having fun in all disciplines at a wide variety of events. This also provides opportunities for children who would not usually have the chance to ride Shetlands to take part in the shows and to raise money for the group's chosen charities. The team are always looking for new members and are happy for prospective riders to get in touch. Riders must be over 8 years of age and ride and jump to a high standard. Shetlands may be small, but they can certainly be fast, they say. If you want to find out more about the performance display team, then go to www.shetlandperformance.co.uk. That's www.shetlandperformance.co.uk. Now, organisers of the Dorchester Beerex West Dorset West Dorset Campaign for Real Ale, known as CAMRA, and Dorchester Casterbridge Rotary Club are proud to announce the dates for next year's Dorchester Festival, and they will be on Friday and Saturday the 7th and 8th of February. The festival held in 2024 made a staggering £27,500 profit, which exceeded all expectations. The 2025 festival will once again feature sponsorship from the local Cerne Abbas Brewery, who make a welcome return for the third year as primary sponsor. The festival's main charity will be Yeovil Freewheelers, that's the Somerset and Dorset Blood Bikes, who deliver vital medical supplies via a volunteer-based motorcycle courier team. The festival, now in its 36th year, has so far raised funds in excess of £277,000. and the 2025 event is set to hit the £300,000 mark of funds raised. The festival will showcase over 80 cask ales from across the UK and a large selection of ciders, all made the traditional way. There will be entertainment on both evening sessions, while conversation will rule the lunchtime sessions. Tickets should be on sale from December the 1st and make an ideal stocking filler. They'll cost £11 for each session, and customers will receive a free pint, souvenir glass and a programme listing the beer and cider menu. Tickets will be available in Weymouth from the Globe pub. There will be other venues, and we'll let you know those when they're available, but the Globe pub in Weymouth will be the main outlet in Weymouth. Now, detectives from Dorset Police are appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward following an aggravated burglary at an address in Weymouth. At around 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday the 5th of November, two men with their faces covered gained entry to an address in Bayard Road. The men, who were reportedly in possession of baseball bats, assaulted a female occupant of the property by punching her to the face before they left the address when challenged by a male occupant. As they left, the men threw a concrete block through the window and threw a wheelie bin towards the male victim, causing cuts and bruising to his head. Both victims were taken to hospital for treatment. One of the offenders is described as white and around 5 feet 6 inches tall, with stubble and a bent nose. He was wearing a grey jacket, zip-up hood and a balaclava. The other man is described as white and wearing all black clothing with a hooded top and balaclava. Now, Dorset Police have told us a further arrest has been made following CCTV appeal in relation to a reported theft from a vehicle in Dorchester. Between 11 p.m. on Thursday the 24th of October and 5:25 a.m. on Friday the 25th, it's reported that a car was broken into in Celtic Crescent. Two watches were allegedly stolen from inside the car and described as a woman's Rolex and a Tag Heuer watch. Attempts were made by the alleged offenders to sell the watches at a jeweller's in the town, but they were unsuccessful after staff at the shop became suspicious and the whereabouts of the watches are unknown. A 28-year-old man of no fixed abode was previously arrested on suspicion of theft from a motor vehicle and was released on police bail. Following a CCTV appeal, a 28-year-old Dorchester man was arrested on suspicion of theft from a motor vehicle and handling stolen goods. He has been released under investigation as further inquiries are undertaken. Now, if you can help with any of this week's appeals or any other crimes, please contact Dorset Police on 101, or if you wish to give information anonymously, you can do this via the Crime Stoppers charity on 0800 555 111. Now, a new programme of drug education has been created for schools in Dorset thanks to funding from the Dorset Police and Crime Commissioner. The Talk About Trust, a Dorset-based charity who support young people to make safer choices around alcohol, vaping, cannabis and other illegal substances, has designed and piloted the Drug Education Resources, trialling the programme with over 200 children in Dorset. The suite of resources has been funded by the Police and Crime Commissioner, David Civic, as part of his police and crime plan commitment to tackle addiction and substance misuse. Excuse me. The materials created by the Talk About Trust, who work with young people between the ages of 9 and 25, cover issues including alcohol, nitrous oxide, vaping, cannabis derivatives, MDMA and ketamine. The project was born out of conversations with young people expressing what they wished they had known when they were younger around these topics. The charity then interviewed teachers and health leads in schools, developing a suite of lessons alongside a programme of training for teachers designed to maximise the potential of the education. Now, if you're interested in finding out more about how to access this suite of resources for Key Stage 3 and 4, please email kate@talkabouttrust.org. That's kate@talkabouttrust.org. Now, new electric vehicle charging points have now been installed in Cerne Abbas and West Moors, thanks to help from Dorset Council, with further points to come, including in Dorchester and Weymouth. The new chargers, located in car parks in Kettlebridge, Cerne Abbas and Parkway, West Moors, are set to go live in the coming weeks and have been installed as part of the Council's Charging Ahead programme. This initiative aims to get 80% of Dorset households within a 10-minute walk of a public charge point by 2030. Earlier this year, the UK registered its millionth fully electric vehicle, and by 2030 it's projected that nearly a third of all vehicles on UK roads will be electric. By the end of the year, an additional 11 car parks in towns and villages across Dorset will be equipped with electric vehicle chargers thanks to the programme. This includes the installation of 3 new charging hubs in Weymouth, Bridport and Blandford. Funding for the new chargers comes from a mix of sources, including government grants, private investment and local developer contributions. The new Dorset Council-sponsored chargers will be located in Westmoors, Cerne Abbas, Blandford Forum, Dorchester, Sturminster Newton, Bridport, Weymouth, Sherborne, Wareham and Lyme Regis. The installation of the new chargers will not impact the use of car parks or nearby businesses, and once complete, the addition of these fast and rapid chargers will bring the total number of public charging points in the county to just under 300. Now, the coroner for Dorset has issued a next of kin appeal, and it's for Michael James Jenkins. So the coroner of Dorset is seeking the assistance of the public to find the next of kin of a man from Weymouth. Michael James Jenkins, who was 74 years old, died at his home address in Carlton Road South on Tuesday the 5th of November. His death is not being treated as suspicious, and there is no police investigation into his death. Now, Coroner's Officer Lucy Manuel said, "We are not treating the death as suspicious. However, we have not been able to locate his next of kin. If any member of the public has any knowledge of his family members, please contact us as soon as possible on 01202 123 900. That's 01202 123 900. And that is for friends and family or anybody who knows anything about Michael James Jenkins, who was 74 years old, from Carlton Road South. Now, a new vision for carers outlining a commitment to creating a better future for nearly 69,000 unpaid carers across the county has received the support of Dorset Council. The vision, which has been coordinated by the Pan Dorset Carers Steering Group, highlights Carers UK figures that show there are 11 million unpaid carers across the UK, contributing during the COVID pandemic to £540 million every day. Together with Carers, the Dorset Vision says that only a fifth of carers in Dorset, that's around 14,000 people, are known to carer support services, adding that while being a carer can be rewarding, it can also be incredibly challenging, emotionally, physically and financially, and many carers experience feelings of loneliness and isolation. Steve Duckett, who's the chair of the Pan Dorset Carer Steering Group, said, "Carers need to be valued and listened to. Their personal needs and well-being needs to be addressed with good support, accessible information and opportunities for taking that important break from the daily grind. For some, devoting time to care for someone important to them is rewarding, but it is vital that assistance is available to gain new proficiencies such as organisational, practical and resilience skills." Now, the vision wants to ensure all carers are valued, visible and heard, provide all carers with choice and opportunities to take breaks from their caring role, as well as access to support in a crisis, understand carers' personal needs and situations and treat everyone fairly, support all carers to have a meaningful and fulfilling life alongside and after caring, provide information, advice, guidance and practical resources to enable carers to carry out their caring role, and ensuring carers' own physical, emotional and mental well-being is well supported. Now, if you're a carer and wish to contribute to this transformative vision, please make contact with those working on the vision by dropping an email to dhc.carersdorset@nhs.net. That's dhc.carersdorset@nhs.net. And if you're caring for someone in Dorset Council's area, you can contact the Carer Support Dorset, who are there to help and support you, on 0800 368 8349. That's 0800 368 8349. Or you can email admin@carersupportdorset.co.uk. That's admin@carersupportdorset.co.uk. Now, people in Dorset are being asked to think whether they are in a private fostering arrangement if they have a young person living with them who is not a close relative. Private fostering is when a family arrange for a child or young person under 16 or under 18 if disabled to live with someone who is not a close relative for a period of more than 28 days. This might be a friend, a great aunt, a cousin, or someone else known to the child or young person. November the 6th was Private Fostering Awareness Day, and Dorset Council was keen to encourage people to come forward if they know of any young person who is living under a private fostering arrangement. Private fostering arrangements might come about because a young person is on a school holiday exchange that lasts more than 28 days, or they've chosen to live with a friend, perhaps because of arguments at home. It's also a requirement to tell Dorset Council if a child or young person is attending a foreign language school for more than 28 days and their host family is within the local authority's area. There are many, many more reasons, but private fostering arrangements may remain unknown to the local authority. This is a cause for concern as private fostered children and young people without safeguards provided by law are a particularly vulnerable group. A close relative is defined as being a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, brother, or a step-parent by marriage. So if you're looking after a young person and you're not a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, brother, or step-parent by marriage, then you're supposed to report this to Dorset Council. Now, there's more information about private fostering on the Dorset Council website. So if you just type in Google Dorset Council private fostering, that will bring you to the right page of information and resources and what you're supposed to notify. Now, some advance notice of roadworks. Mill Street in Weymouth, that's in the Upwey area, will be shut between its junction with Dorchester Road and Watery Lane for a length of around 125 metres. The road closure comes into force on the 21st of November and could run through to April, and is necessary while building works are carried out at St Nicholas Church. So that's the Mill Street from the junction with Dorchester Road and Watery Lane for 125 metres by St Nicholas Church. Going to be shut for several months, so just be aware of that. And finally, in tonight's headlines, Weymouth Town Council have agreed the final free parking date for 2024. It's meeting at the end of October. Free parking dates are selected in conjunction with Dorset Council to help support local businesses and events in Weymouth. The final date is for a weekday in December, and it's on Monday the 23rd of December, and it's been chosen to help residents take advantage of some last-minute Christmas shopping. Councillor Matt Bell, Chair of Environment and Services Committee, said Christmas will only be a couple of days away and the schools will have already broken up for the holidays, so December the 23rd is an ideal day to select for free parking. It will encourage last-minute shoppers to visit the town, support local businesses and increase footfall during a critical time for retailers. Other dates already agreed and still to come include tomorrow for Remembrance Sunday, where the Swannery and Park Street and Malcolm Regis car parks will offer free parking, and on Saturday the 30th of November for the Christmas lights switch on, and Saturday the 7th of December, which is been given for Small Business Saturday, where all town centre car parks operated by Dorset Council will be free to use. And that's the end of the news headlines this week. It's now time in this week's programme to go over to Andrew Wright for this week's film review and preview.
Welcome to White Regis TV Film Review and Preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This week, Red One has arrived in cinemas. The film is a Christmas adventure comedy film and stars Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans and J.K. Simmons, with J.K. Simmons playing Santa Claus. The film revolves around Santa being kidnapped, and Dwayne Johnson's Callum Drift is forced to team up with Chris Evans' Jack O'Malley in order to rescue him. Now, prior to release, this film has been subject to accusations towards Dwayne Johnson of unprofessional behaviour, such as such as turning up extremely late to set and going to the bathroom in a bottle. But this has been disputed by a producer on the film who is a long-time friend and collaborator of Johnson's. There's not very many reviews out for the film because it comes out next week in the US and that's when the majority of views will come out. But the majority of views that have come out for the film from the UK release have been negative, around about 30% positive. I'm looking forward to the film myself, so I'll have to see how it is for myself. It's generally what I do. Also released this weekend is Paddington in Peru, the third film in the Paddington film series, and it revolves around Paddington and his adopted family travelling to Peru to visit Paddington's Aunt Lucy, only to find themselves searching for her in the Amazon rainforest and the Peruvian mountains. The film features actors Ben Whishaw, Hugh Bonneville, Jim Broadbent and Imelda Staunton reprising their roles from the previous films. And they are also joined by Olivia Colman and Antonio Banderas for this film. The film has over 90% positive reviews from critics, but many have called it weaker than the first two films. So Paddington in Peru is in cinemas this weekend ahead of a January US release. Very quickly, also what was released on home video this week was Deadpool and Wolverine. I really loved that when I saw it in the cinemas. And Borderlands, and the adaptation of the video game series. But Borderlands films was really rubbish. One of the top 10 worst films of the year. It was just a paycheck for everyone involved, pretty much. But yeah, more info about that can be found on my social media. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I'll be talking about the latest film news. Don't really have an agenda for next week yet, but we'll make up as we go along. I might revisit some old reviews if there's nothing to talk about. Now back to Gary in the studio.
Thank you very much there, Andrew. And obviously Paddington is getting lots of, Paddington in Peru is getting lots of publicity in the media over this weekend, and looks to be something that's going to be very, very popular in the run-up to Christmas. It's now time in this week's programme to go over to the Met Office for the Saturday evening and weekend forecast. And this week we are joined by Ellie Glazier.
Hello, welcome to your latest weather update from the Met Office. The anticyclonic gloom that we've seen over recent weeks does look like it's moving away as we see another area of high pressure developing into next week, bringing some brighter skies. Before we get there though, a weather front sinks its way south and eastwards, bringing some further outbreaks of rain and cloud before it's this area of high pressure that redevelops into Monday and Tuesday, bringing us some much sunnier skies than we've seen over recent weeks. Before we get there though, we do have to see that weather front sinking its way south and eastwards, so generally remaining quite cloudy to end the day on Saturday. There will be some clearer spells across parts of Scotland, could be turning a little chillier here, and parts of northern into eastern, southern eastern parts of England as well, seeing those clearer spells through the early hours of Sunday morning, but remaining cloudier further west, outbreaks of rain arriving across western parts of Scotland, perhaps turning heavy at times. Under all that cloud and rain, generally still remaining quite mild overnight, but when we see the clearer spells persisting, we could see those temperatures dropping down into the single figures, perhaps even a touch of frost across northern and eastern parts of Scotland. So quite a chilly start to the day here, but that doesn't last long as that area of rain pushes its way eastwards and southwards as we go through Sunday morning. The outbreaks of rain could be quite heavy across western parts of Scotland, but moving through relatively quickly as we go in towards the afternoon. The southern half of the UK generally staying a little bit drier, perhaps some brightness in places, but that will be few and far between as this weather front sinks its way southwards through the afternoon. It'll be Northern Ireland and western parts of Scotland that see the best of the sunshine through the afternoon, though one or two isolated showers across northern parts of Scotland later. A little bit milder than we saw on Saturday, temperatures in the south around 14 or 15 degrees and 11 or 12 further north, although perhaps feeling a little chillier in the far north with those blustery showers. As we then go through Sunday evening, that frontal band continues to sink its way south and eastwards overnight Sunday and into the start of Monday. But for the northern half of the UK, a much drier night and plenty of clear spells around too. 1 or 2 isolated showers continuing across the very far north of Scotland, but generally a dry night to come. The southern half of the UK, that frontal band lingers for a time across South Wales, southern central parts of England, so staying quite cloudy here and quite mild too under that cloud. Temperatures up in the high single figures or low double figures, but further north where we see those clear spells, turning that a little bit chillier again, and we could see some frost to start the day on Monday. In the south, though, that cloudy and mild start with that frontal band just lingering across the very far south coast for a time, but it does eventually clear its way southwards as we go through Monday morning and into the afternoon, leaving a dry and bright day for many of us. Plenty of sunshine and blue skies on offer, which is a welcome change from what we've seen recently. And temperatures will still be a little bit above average for the time of year, 13 or 14 degrees in the south or 10 or 11 further north, but feeling much more pleasant in that sunshine. The sunshine does look like it's set to last as we go into Tuesday, but make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to find out all the details on that later. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much there, Ellie, for the Saturday evening and weekend forecast. And just looking at our local weather for the week ahead. There are some light possibilities of rain tonight. I saw on Ellie's chart there was some rain coming across the south coast, but it is very small patches, so it just really depends if it hits us or not. Temperature slightly cooler this week. Temperature has started to drop. It's still quite mild really for November, but a bit cooler than it has been the last couple of weeks. But mainly a dry week. Possibility of some rain on Friday, but of course by the time Friday comes that may well have changed. We'll just have to wait and see. Moving to our What's On section, Weymouth Pavilion, 13th to the 16th of November, so this coming week, Way presents Our House, the Madness musical. 22nd of November, Fast Love, tribute to George Michael. 24th of November, the Simon and Garfunkel story. 28th of November, Rhythm of the Dance Christmas special. Lots of other shows on at Weymouth Pavilion. Do pop along to their website, weymouthpavilion.com, to get all the latest information. Now, the Knowth Fort, Saturday the 30th of November to the 1st of December is the Christmas Elf Extravaganza. 7th of December to 8th of December, the Steampunk Christmas Market. And 14th of December, the Victorian Christmas. Again, pop along to the Knowth Fort website, knowthfort.org.uk, for all the details. Now, something very popular coming up on the Swanage Railway. Starting from November the 23rd until Christmas Eve, passengers have the opportunity to experience a fully themed late afternoon evening experience featuring songs, scenes and moments from the movie Polar Express. Now, on board each train will be actors appearing as characters from the book and film The Polar Express. They will be singing, dancing, interaction with the customers. You'll receive a cup of hot chocolate and a cookie on the journey, and a special present on the return journey from the North Pole. The experience and journey lasts around an hour to an hour 30 minutes, and they are running late afternoon and evenings, 23rd of November through to Christmas Eve. If you pop along to the Swanage Railway website, I haven't actually got the address, but I manage, if you just search for Swanage Railway, you will find it, and I did pop along there and check it earlier. You can make bookings online. There are 3 journeys per day on the 23rd of November through to Christmas Eve. Also to mention, 24th of November, Portisham, Candles on the Hill. Friends of St Nicholas are going to light up the St Catherine's Chapel with a sort of a wheel of light below it. Last year, over 500 illuminated bags were on display, bearing memories and messages from villagers, with over 300 school children participating, so watch out for that. Now, also coming up from Dorset Arts Street, Dorset, Make Good, the post office scandal. Many of you will have seen all of the stuff in the news about the post office scandal and the documentaries, etc., and the dramatisations they've been on. So this is another touring show on the same topic. Over 20 years, a silent tragedy has unfolded in the heart of our communities. Entirely innocent sub-postmasters had their lives torn apart and faced bankruptcy, isolation and jail for crimes that were never committed for debts that never existed. 3 years in the making and directly informed by conversations with affected sub-postmasters, Make Good dives into the most local of stories, capturing the raw emotions, the bewilderment and the unbreakable bond of faith and family that were put to the test. Experience the astonishing resilience of the entire communities as lives were destroyed in a scandal that isn't over yet. To mark the 50th anniversaries, acclaimed rural theatre companies Pentabus and New Perspectives have co-produced this topical musical by Jean O'Hare, who wrote the book, and Oliver Award-nominated Jim Fortune for the music and lyrics, and it's recommended for everybody 11+. And it's going to be at Winterbourne Stickland on Thursday the 14th of November at 7:30. So if you just go along to Arts Reach website, if you're interested in that, you will be able to book tickets. Just to say, remains to say about church services in White Regis and surrounding area. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock communion at All Saints Church. The Sunday morning service tomorrow at All Saints Church is not starting at 9:30. It's starting at 10:15, and it's a special Remembrance Sunday service. And then this will continue at 10:55 at the White Regis War Memorial. And also the service at St Edmund's Church tomorrow starts at 10:45, not 11 o'clock. So 10:15 at All Saints Church and 10:45 at St Edmund's Church and 10:55 at White Regis War Memorial. Now, that brings us towards the end of the programme, and just remains for me to say that our Saturday evening quiz will be on tonight at 7:30 in just under an hour's time. Our stream will go live about 7:20, so you can find us. It's free, it's family friendly, and anybody is welcome to join us for the quiz tonight. And of course, if you've got any news or events information coming up, then do drop us an email to news@whiteregis.tv so that we can share it with the people of White Regis, Weymouth and Portland, South Dorset and beyond. Now, it just remains for me to say have a great weekend and a good week ahead, and I look forward to being back with you next Saturday at 6 o'clock. Good night.